This episode of The Plate. This week's ingredient is cheese. We can't wait to see the creations, so let's jump right into it.
So we got first. So our first submission is a spaghetti carbonara.
You didn't say who it was by.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm out of it. It's late. Let's see. This is from Smash Adams, J. Smith. Let's see what we got.
I feel like I can feel the freshness of the grated cheese.
All right, well, Bria, we're not going to let you go since you got food in your mouth.
I'll talk.
It looks good.
I like this picture. I think it's a very nice picture. The angle's a bit off for me, but overall I like the lighting. I like the shadow in the foreground. I like the out of focus in the back. I think it's overall a nice picture.
Yeah, I like how simple it is. I definitely like the fresh grated cheese on the top. You could tell they freshly grated instead of it being pre-shredded. As far as the dish itself, I'm okay with the angle. I just wish there were a different setup with lighting to kind of really cut more into the angle. But I like it. I would have liked more cheese since it was supposed to be like cheese.
Yeah, that I mean, it's like you can see the cheese, like you definitely see it there. I don't know if it's like the main focal point.
Yeah,
but it's there.
Well, it is there. We commented on, to be fair.
Yeah. So, but overall, I think it's a nice picture. Thanks for the submission, Smash. Adam.
I think he has done all 3 weeks.
And there's the thunderstorms. Yeah, we got tornado warnings tonight. All right, next we have a submission from Kristen Nicole. We got a red velvet cake with cream cheese frosting. You see how centered it is? Like, you see how perfectly centered everything is? Like, you can see, like, there's just the right amount of space here as there is there.
So annoying.
It's just perfectly centered.
Whatever, man. Nobody cares about your OCD.
I love this picture.
Yeah.
Like, I love how so out of focus the cake in the back is. And then just that big slice where, the slice isn't allowing us to see the cake. It's allowing us to see the cream cheese frosting, which is the focus.
Frosting. Yeah. And it looks really nice. Like, you see that texture too. Yeah, I like this photo a lot. And I like how dark the background is and like how bright the foreground is.
I think my only thing with this photo is, since we can't see the cake in the slice in the foreground, I don't like how blurred the cake is in the background, because I'd like to see the texture of the cake, just to see it in the slice. That'd be my only thing. But if you saw sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I think I would agree with you if the challenge wasn't a cheese challenge. But since it is, so it's like, this is the focal point. Like, we don't really need the cake because it's...
Yeah, let's look at this frosting.
I do like how the cake is just turned in the background, just off center enough to where you get that vibrant pop of red. Just to make it is.
Can you make me a batch of the icing and send it?
Gifts.
Overall, I think a very nice picture. I think the lighting is very good. I think the setup and the framing is very good. Thanks, Kristen. I think this is at least Kristen's second time. Maybe, I'm not sure if she participated the first week, but I know she did last week.
I can't remember.
Okay. We're getting some people returning, which is great.
Next, we got a submission from Lena Casina. This is going to be French onion mushroom soup. You should really be like introducing the names, like, in the stuff. Like, you're the host.
I mean, you took over.
Here. Do your job.
said, I'm tired of saying these
Why
names.
am I talking so much?
He does this. I mean, he did it the last 2 episodes. It's just what he does.
I like this photo a lot. I like that you can kind of see like you can see a little bit of onions in the back. I like the pop of color with the green. Yeah, I like how you can see the detail on the actual like main part of the dish, and like the cheese looks great. Yeah, I like the photo a lot.
Yeah.
I think that unfortunately, with the way that I don't like how there's barely any cheese that's in focus. I feel like there's more time in focus than there is cheese.
Yeah.
And it almost that the time that's in focus almost grabs your eye more than the cheese does. I feel like if the photo was taken more from a downward angle, even a 45-degree angle, you would get a better focus on the cheese and not just that one small portion. I think the setup is very good. Like looking at like on the wooden table or plate or cutting board, whatever it is. I like all of that. I just the cheese gets a bit lost in the way that the aperture is set up, whether they're using a camera or their iPhone.
Yeah, they just need to refocus it, but the whole ordeal and setup is good.
Yeah, the
it's
setup.
simple enough.
You can tell that. I mean, I feel bad because the cheese looks like it's very well, very well done, melted and everything, and I feel like it just got a little lost.
I love the picture.
For sure, I can see that.
Are we closing out the window?
Yes, we closed out the window.
So we're closing this one out.
We closed the window. And then we introduced the person in the
All right. We have Equanimity, Mitty, Evergreen. She went with a charcuterie platter. I love me a good charcuterie. Let's look at it. At first glance, it's beautiful. I love the color.
I think it's a very nice picture. There's not much that I can say against this one. I mean, if I want to be really difficult, I could. And I mean, if I had to say anything, the plate's just a touch tilted and crooked in the overall frame. Look, I gotta say something.
You don't. Sometimes you don't.
My bad. I think it's a very lovely picture. The color is perfect. I like the grass in the background. This is kind of like an afternoon picnic either in your backyard or at the park. I think it's just overall.
Man, y'all could do this.
I love it. I feel like I like these angles and these setups because they kind of feel very inviting. Like I'm like, okay, yeah, girl, I'm about to show up too. But I mean, as far as the cheese thing, it's a great overload, but then it also gives you enough variety of other things to kind of keep my eyes busy on the board. I think it's beautiful. The way they organized it is perfect.
I mean, because the charcuterie is art.
Yeah, so you're gonna do it. You gotta
do it.
You know what? I agree.
You got to do
it. Anything, Bria?
Oh, I mean, I also really like this photo. Yeah, I like how it's like the background is grass, cause I don't know, it adds that pop of green that you don't really get from the actual board. You know, like there's a little bit of green, but the green in the background really makes everything else pop. That's on the board. Yeah, I don't have any like negatives to say about this really. I love it. Very cool board.
It's a little bit of personal touch from their arms in there as well.
it.
I like that too.
It is a nice picture. I like it.
Very nice photo.
Thank you, girl. We love your charcuterie. You the type of friend we all need.
Please teach us.
Okay.
Okay, so this is cheese.
Nina Mosley, RCat 83, and she did an adult grilled cheese. And adult it is. How are we feeling about this?
I really like this actually. I like the wood board. I like the addition of the tomatoes because it kind of, plays on that grilled cheese and tomato soup child thing. So to call this like the grown-up version, it's kind of fun. The cheese looks great, like melting down the side. Yeah, nice plain background. It just really like all focuses on the sandwich. Yeah.
Ben?
Yeah, I like the way I like the framing. I like the way it's off center. I like, especially with it being off center on the left, the light coming in from the right. It gives it a nice balance to where even though the sandwich itself is off center to the left, the focus of the frame is still to the right since that's where the focus of the light is. So I like that kind of off balance play. I definitely think the cheese is definitely the star in this, and looks very well melted down, and you can even see it's a little browned. Overall, I just think it's a very nice picture. The color is very good as well, from the deep oranges and in the wood to the red in the tomato to the little pop of green and the parsley on top.
I can see the crisp on the bread.
Yeah.
Bread, yeah.
It's important with the grilled cheese.
Yeah, overall, I think it's a very nice picture.
I agree. Thank you, Nina.
Thanks,
we appreciate it. This is from Sweetums. She came back and she brought it again. And she just did a simple plate of mozzarella. She don't miss. She don't miss.
Like, because I know, like, I've looked at her blog, but like there's some people who like definitely have like a magazine quality to like their plating and their photography. Like her, I can't remember her name, but Beyond the Bayou on Instagram. I can't remember what her name is off the top of my head, but it's a very artistic, eclectic, just like Bon Appetit magazine style.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, very nice.
Like, how do we critique this?
I don't even know. That's y'all job, because
I'm surprised Ben didn't mention that there's a little bit more space on this right side here.
The last time I mentioned it, that's why I didn't say anything.
Okay.
I got Don't
we
believe,
get it.
Don't
You're
believe,
an engineer.
Don't believe I didn't.
You like things to be equally.
Don't believe I didn't see it.
I saw.
I mean, it looks very upscale while at the same time being extremely simple.
Yeah.
And like
she does that well in all her posts. Oh, sorry.
I was just saying that touch of olive oil is really nice too. Kind of elevates it a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, anyone could do this at home. And with just like some toast or some crackers, and it's just like it's something, like I say, it's just so simple but very well done.
Add some tomatoes to this,
some prosciutto, anything.
The list goes.
What I love is she left all of that out of the picture, because normally you can just throw that into the side in the background, to set that mood. But she literally gave you cheese. Yeah. But
she said, "Y'all wanted cheese."
You have some cheese here. Here go your cheese.
And she dressed it up.
And it looks so good. Like, I'll probably start eating it before the crackers come out. So
right, it wouldn't even. That's the type of plate. If the way to forget.
Yeah, it's 3 pieces left, and the host be like, "Oh, I forgot the crackers." Girl.
It's all right, just the way it is. Not even gonna wait.
Perfect.
Thank you so much for yet another amazing photo. This is a day. And these are nachos.
I thought you said like a day, like A-D-A-Y. I'm like, okay. Or it could be Addie. You don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's a day. I'm positive.
Well, I have a friend named Addie. He spells it differently, but I just.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's a day.
All right.
What that friend look like? Yeah. Okay. It might be Addie. He might have a point.
So I can't pronounce his real name.
Let's look at the nachos. I know what you guys are gonna say. I know
What you gonna
what's
say?
not there that we're not focused on, and it's cheese.
Go ahead, Jaya.
What are we not? What's not there?
She's saying that cheese isn't the focus of this photo.
It's not.
Oh well, depending on how you look at it, because like when you think nachos, first thing comes to mind is cheese. So
Yeah, but we can't
if
do
I read nachos, then I immediately look to the cheese. But if I'm just not considering the concept of it itself, then yeah, it could have been more cheesy, ooey gooey, runny, that sort of thing.
You remember what we said
But
about carbonara? Cheese was there, but it wasn't the star.
I do like the
Very
picture.
true.
I like the chip being pulled away. It could be a little bit more in the frame to where you don't kind of almost miss it to where, because right now it's kind of the same focus as the rest of the chip, so it could be done a little bit better if you pulled it out if you pulled the zoom out just a little bit to where you saw like the person's hand pulling the chip away. But I do like, I mean, the coloring is very good. I mean, with all the different, your two different chips, and then the tomatoes, jalapenos, guacamole, everything. I think it color wise and angle, it's a very good photo in that regard.
Yeah, I think it's beautiful. I mean, I want to do Taco Tuesdays and nachos and all that stuff at your house. You just another type of friend I need to have. I'm just about to be making all
I
these.
think a queso would have stood out more just because with the cheddar and Monterey Jack blend, it kind of blends in with the tortillas a little bit. So having like a queso sauce running down would have broken up the color where your focus would have went to the cheese too, because it'd be more white.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's a great shot. Just more cheese within the focus.
Just needed a little bit more cheese.
Yeah.
Please. That's all.
I agree there.
Thank you very much today. And please let us know if we said your name correctly.
I probably.
Okay.
Just saying.
And our girly vet is back. And she did a buttery inverted brioche bun, grilled cheese with Colby.
What's an inverted restaurant?
I'm not sure.
I like the idea of this photo with like pulling the sandwich apart. I just wish, what are these, tortilla chips in the back or something?
I didn't want to first to say
I want to like push them off the plate.
I wish those were not in the back. Like, if you could just focus on that cheese, this would be perfect. Like, because the sandwich looked perfect. Yeah. But then I was like, are those Rice Krispie treats? Like, it is. The back is just distracting. But other than that, like, if it was the back was gone. Yeah, if the back was gone, this would be like the perfect cheese photo. Like, cheese.
Yeah. In front of like a blue or black background, just
blue
plain.
Is what I was thinking.
Yeah. A dark blue is just boom, cheese. All I see.
I have a deep blue plate, dark blue plate that like that's all I see is like if that was in the background, like it would really like make the cheese just jump out at you.
Yeah.
It's okay. We all in quarantine. We just not thinking straight.
The concept is very good though. I really do.
Yeah, I love the concept.
It is. All right. Thank you, Yvette. We appreciate you. Come back again with something else really great. Okay.
Go on, host.
He's such a hater. And we have another repeat. And this is Zari G, and she did chicken parm.
Love it.
It looks great.
love it. It's chicken parm, but cheese, like you see the cheese, like you see that mozzarella, like it's there.
Yeah.
I like
You
that.
can't even see the chicken really.
Really, I mean,
Just like
Yeah.
nice.
a little bit.
You know it's there.
Yeah, you
There.
can see it. You know it's there.
But I love the angle. I like the one, like it's like the largest piece in the pan is the focus, like where the focal point is in the photo. So, and I like the color. I like you can see a little bit of green. I'm assuming that's parsley, maybe. I'm not sure exactly what that is. But I like how you have the little pop of green. You can see the red in the tomato sauce. I think it's I think it's a very nice picture. Good job.
Yeah, same. Also,
Agreed.
Any other
Well, that was
thoughts?
easy.
Yeah. We were all on one accord with that one.
Okay.
Yep,
All right.
Yep.
Thank you, Zari G. We appreciate you. Come back and see us again.
Oh, we're building a family, guys.
No, we are. This is Carlos.
Los with the
And
most.
he said he calls it stimulant chicken and cheese boards.
That's funny.
All right, let's get into it. Once again, if you're going to do a cheese board or charcuterie, you better do it. And I think this was done very well, too. Just a different arrangement.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Oh,
Okay.
Bria, you wanna go?
No, go ahead.
Okay. I like the plate. Just for cheese wise, I would have liked, since there's only 3, well, maybe 4. What's this circular by the jams? I'm trying to figure out if that's a weird cheese or some type of cracker. But we're gonna go with 3 because there's only 3 cheeses presented on the board. Had one been like crumbled to take up more space, maybe melt the brie down a little bit to make it a little messy. Other cheese, I think it's probably like parm or something. To have that grated or sliced or like in slivers, it would have just presented more of a space for those cheeses to make more room for our focus to be on cheese. Right now, it's like there's more crackers than cheese.
Yeah.
And there's, more other aspects to the plate other than the cheese itself. But breaking them up and giving different textures and forms of it will make it space out more for it to look like there's more cheese.
Yeah, I do. I like the angle of the photo. I think, boards like this are great from overhead so you can really get a feel for all the ingredients. I do wish that the fruit wasn't in this cup and then there's like one out or a couple out. I guess there's more over here. But so I just wish the board was like filled a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like space wise, like you were saying, like you could like crumble some cheese and like slice other cheese just to, kind of fill up that space. And it'll kind of make it look like there's also more on the board if the space is filled.
Yeah, I think like so the block of cheese that's at the top left, I'm assuming that's a Gouda maybe. Or it looks like a firmer cheese. And I think like I always say,
it's very dry cheese, whatever.
like if you were to slice that one and like kind of spread it out in like some sort of crescent or half moon shape, that it would make it to where it's not just 3 wedges. 3 wedges of cheese. And I'm not sure what these little circular things are.
That's what I was trying to figure out.
What's
It looks like some type of wafers or something.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Oh Lord.
About to run out of time.
Already?
We're gonna
get through as much as we can.
No, we're gonna cut this. We're gonna cut this one. We're gonna start a new one. I'm gonna merge it together. I'm not paying for this.
They should be doing it for free.
I do like the little old fashioned. I do like the little old fashioned on the top left. I appreciate that being there. Oh.
Yeah, I like the drink inclusion as well.
Okay. I think I like the color. I like the overhead shot. There's just a couple little things from a plating.
Yeah, I think the lighting is good. I like the angle of the shot. Just the stylization just needs a bit of work.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. No, sorry, taking your job. Oh hush.
It's always taking over. All right, we have Southern Gothic, and she is reminding us to stay at home. And she has a baked rigatoni.
Well, it's cheese.
It is cheese.
It looks delicious.
It does look good.
It looks good.
I feel like it's a little too focused to where I can't really tell what's going on. Like if I were to know this rigatoni, like it could be a rigatoni, it could be a lasagna, it could be a baked ziti. Like there's a number of things that it could be, and unfortunately, it's so zoomed in. I'm not really getting a true. I don't really have a true understanding of what it is. But I mean,
Yeah.
I love how the cheese is brown. You can tell it was in the oven or under a broiler, and it was able to brown it. The meat and the tomatoes. You can see the pasta has a good color to it. I just wish it was like pulled out so we could see.
Yeah.
See the whole pan.
I think a great way if she was like wanting to do like a shot like this, she could have like a fork like dipping into it and pulling that cheese out a little bit, so we can like see that it's rigatoni, get that cheese melty, and still have this type of shot, but just like with the fork full of a bite.
It definitely needed a dive in right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Nonetheless, it looks delicious. Thank you very much, Southern Gothic. We have Mandy, and she's got a grilled cheese sandwich.
I don't know how I feel about this. Because there's a part of me that feels like it's extremely dark and almost like did this person really like take care of taking this picture? But then there's the other part of me that's like, this is genius because it's supposed to be really dark and gloomy like this, and it's supposed to be like an old vintage photo off of like film camera.
Well, it has a filter. So that's, I think, what they were trying to go to, because that filter does kind of give it this slight old age.
Well, then forget the first thing I said. I said forget the first thing I said.
Yeah. They may just like prefer that filter for their shots, because I see that a lot on Instagram with that one. But I like what they were trying to do. Once again, doing that pulled apart grilled cheese sandwich. What happened?
You'll be telling people secrets.
What?
Oh my god!
It's
one of the Instagram filters.
They don't.
I've used it before, not on food, but like on selfies.
Or Fuji.
Yeah, I think it's the Fuji app filter thing.
Yeah.
Let me go see.
Oh my god! Let me check it out. Yeah.
But
I wish if they were gonna do this shot that we would have gotten more of the sandwich being pulled away in the frame, maybe.
Yeah.
But I mean, the cheese looks good. Looked like a good sandwich.
And I like the color. Like I like the over saturation of the orange. It's something about it to where it works in that old school kind of vintage style.
Yeah, agreed.
If it was turned towards us and it was just pulled straight up, like
That's
I
what
wouldn't
I
even
was
care, how much bread was in the shot, because then it's just giving you
all cheese. Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Alrighty.
Alrighty.
Critiquing these also gives us ideas, guys. So thanks.
It does.
All right, well, we're gonna go ahead and cut the video now. We'll be back. I mean, it won't be
Why
anything.
are you saying we're gonna be
y'all.
back? Because they're not gonna know.
Well,
We'll be back. We'll be back with a word from our sponsors.
Who's our sponsor?
I'm not sure. Put a Oscar Mayer voice.
Thank you for joining us again. Thank you to our sponsors. Where the hell you are? I'm still waiting on y'all.
Y'all can pick us up.
We're gonna get back to it.
All right, Be La Soul. Be La Soul did something last week, didn't?
I can't remember.
Didn't Be La Soul? I think so.
I think
If my memory serves me correctly. This is a mac and cheese. Me, please.
Why you got all the frame with your wig? Thank you. Oh.
This is Havre Gruyere, white cheddar, sharp cheddar, parm. I always fuck this one up, so I'm not gonna say it. Kobe Jack and smoked Gouda.
Dang. Sounds delish.
This is, say it for me, Jaya. It's
Moonster.
Yeah, see, I would mess it up. I eat
like
it.
Monster, Moonster.
I like it. It looks good.
I like the dish, but honestly, I'm more interested in the lamb than I am the mac and cheese.
That's just because.
And which sucks because she has so much cheese in it. But like I don't know.
Because it's just like unfortunately it's not the star.
No.
Because the lamb chops look amazing, and then the broccoli rabe, the green from that pulls away. It's like I feel really bad. Like it looks like I would tear the plate up. It's just like if we're trying to make cheese the star, I don't know if it does that.
I wish she had just cut the left side off where you can't even see the lamb, and just had it cropped.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you just had it cropped with the mac and cheese and like just the broccoli, like it would be perfect. And like you could just see like the bone of the lamb, you know?
Yeah.
Like that would have been perfect.
But the way they're set over there, it's just like, ooh. And plus,
Honestly,
like, I guess when when she scooped it out, I guess, she kind of flipped it on the inner side of the mac and cheese. So all that browning that she probably had from the baked mac and cheese is now on the bottom because you can see it like hanging out of the side. So I think had the, the crusty mac and cheese part of it, the cheese on top, stayed on the top, then that could have pulled us into the cheese more too. Because there's no way it wasn't beautiful with all those cheeses in it. It's just
the color was great though. Like I
yeah.
think the lighting, the coloring is all great. It's just like you said.
Oh yeah.
The cheese.
And I like the setup of the plate too. Like you can tell that they, had like some stylish and ideas, to create this for sure.
It looks great.
It does.
Oh yeah, it looks wonderful. I wish I had that plate.
I still ain't received nothing from none of these people.
No gifts.
Did you give them an address?
No, we don't need nobody needing our address.
Just send it to the restaurant across the street and just pick it up.
I don't need people even knowing the restaurant sometimes.
Because they know it's across the street.
People crazy out here.
That's true.
I'm just saying. I mean, I ain't worried.
P.O. box. Get a P.O. box.
See?
P.O. box. Show up to my house. You're going to get a surprise.
When the plate takes
Thank you, Bila.
Wow. Well.
This is Marquise. And Marquise said simply, it's queso.
Oh. This is like another charcuterie board, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I like the
charcuterie board, right?
Listen, I'm not fancy like y'all over there, so
apparently I'm super fancy.
I know, that's why I'm not fancy, but I do I like the setup for this plate. It looks like very inviting, like, you got plants, you have the board. I wish they had like upped the shadows a bit from the plate so I could really see what's on it, like where it gets like real dark, where I think grapes are, it looks like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and maybe like a little more overhead or a little closer, just so I could see what's happening on the plate, because like it looks amazing, like nice and filled in. you got little like bread basket, little coasters or little mini plates or something. So I like the entire setup. It's very inviting. I just wish I could see more of what's going on the plate.
Unfortunately, cheese isn't the star.
No, I would have to agree.
I agree with everything you said, Bria. And not to repeat anything you're saying, but unfortunately, I think cheese isn't the star here.
Like, I know it's there.
I see more crackers. I see more greenery than I do cheese.
And then I'm not sure this cheese that's up by the
top left,
the celery. I think it's blue cheese.
It's like a crumbled blue cheese. Yeah.
It looks like a crumbled. It's getting lost.
Yeah,
it's kind of blending with everything right there in that corner. So
and there's like there's a perfect shot within this shot as far as like just having a great mix of background as well as cheese. But they would have to like do a super crop. But there is like a perfect shot in this. This is kind of one of those Twitter posts where it's like what you see and then like what I actually took a picture of. Yeah. Type of thing.
But I do like the coloring though. It's almost kind of antique-y. It's a little kind of white.
Yeah, I like the coloring too.
It's a little whitewashed out, which gives it that kind of just faded vintage look, which I do like. I do like that.
I like the color.
It's a beautiful board though.
Yeah.
It is. Thank you, Marquise.
Thank you.
This is Gigi.
Everyone is loving these pull aparts.
They got the right idea. We have a grilled cheese with bacon.
Doesn't eat cheese, but made it for a special friend. Okay.
Hey, a special friend. She quarantining and chilling, y'all. Tomatoes to cooking like that. She might upgrade from friend.
I wish the tomato soup was a little more to the side and not right behind it.
The chef,
like if it was like up here.
That
so you could just really focus on the cheese, and it's like you get the cheese, the like little bit of the bread, and then the tomato soup is like there, and you kind of get the whole feel or the experience of that meal, which I think is like really comforting for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I like the bacon. I like the addition of the bacon in it, and that you can see the bacon in the close up. The bread looks like toasted nicely. I wish there was also more cheese on the part too. Like there's a little. I mean, obviously there's cheese, but I wish there was a little bit more cheese.
Yeah, I wish it. And this is another one. I feel like if we just pulled it out just a little bit, pulled the zoom out a little bit, it would elevate the picture.
Yeah, I can see that too.
Like doing these shots, you want to see like their hands because you want to like be that person that's doing it. So yeah, that zoom out would have given you more of that within the picture.
Yeah,
kind of really connect you with doing it yourself.
Yeah, but a nice picture.
It
looks good, especially for somebody who don't eat cheese.
Thanks, Gigi.
Now Gigi don't be out here getting caught up in this quarantine and chill. We see what you're doing.
That reminds me of a pork belly and Gouda grilled cheese I made once.
That was good.
That thing was so good.
Sounds amazing.
This is Big Shanty Soul Sister National.
Hey, okay, I know her. I follow her.
You do?
I think I do too. Her profile looks
a breakfast quiche, and it's made with Roma tomatoes, serrano peppers, spinach, shallots, and goat cheese.
She said one picture is hard. One picture is hard to submit.
That's true.
Jay will be posting 10 on Instagram.
Because Twitter don't let me do 4.
Hey, sometimes it is hard to choose.
I'm still getting picking 4, okay? What was you just saw me today. I did like a pick and pull for hot chocolate today. That's how bad it is.
I saw that hot chocolate. It looks so good.
Thanks. You can thank CJ for that, by the way.
I love hot chocolate.
Because I was definitely about to take a nap.
I like the pictures on Twitter. I think
sorry. Cheese. I don't see the cheese. Like even though
I see
quiche.
the goat cheese. Like you see the white spots.
You can see
that's the cheese, right?
I mean, I see the cheese, Bria, but like I don't.
It's not the star.
It's not the star. No, it's not the star. Yeah, I do wish there was more cheese to be seen. And also as for like the angle of the photo, I wish it was
something like this.
A different angle. Like if they flipped it a little bit more, or just like an overhead shot, something like that.
With something like quiche, like you need it to be either super cheesy on the top, or it's gonna have to be a slice where you're gonna be able to form that pool inside of it.
Yeah.
I mean, quiche is mostly egg, so if you're gonna do it as your cheese appeal, it's gotta like really be an overload of cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks good nonetheless.
Oh yeah, I mean, it looks great. Would definitely eat.
No,
I like the colors of it too.
Well, thank you, Soul Sister, Big Shanty Road. Enticing Love. Sorry if I led you on. You didn't
They're
leave
not in this season.
Ben, you want to talk about it?
Yeah, something about the lighting is just a bit flat to me. I feel like it's, and we talked about this. I can't remember if it was berries or if it was eggs, but we talked a lot about just lighting and the use of natural light versus overhead, just like standard kitchen lighting. But something about the lighting here, it's very flat and it's hard to find, there's no depth of field in the picture. It just kind of, I feel like if a bit more, not to say that you weren't taking care when you took the photo, but I think that just something as simple as like putting this on your table, like by a window and doing an overhead shot would really like take this from just being a picture of seafood dip to being like a really nice picture of seafood dip that would really engage people, to where it's not, because you've got this textured seafood dip on a textured counter, and if you had it on a more just flat background where you didn't see the sink in the background and everything, it would take it like four levels up.
Yeah, I agree with that. I wish the photo was straightened out because it feels a little like wompy, like it needs to be straightened more to the left. Yeah, but I do like I like the addition of the towel that kind of goes with the colors in the dish. But a nice overhead shot would have been good, or even like kind of like straight on to where you kind of get the texture of like the little breads, and you get like the crusty part of the actual dip would have been cool too, or even like a pulling apart shot type thing where you get like the melty cheese with the bread would have been cool too.
Yeah, with something like a flat dish, it needed an action shot to it, just to really, I mean, because obviously cheese is there, so we can't ignore that part. But giving us a different view of the cheese,
yeah,
would have made for a better shot too. But cheese is the star.
Cheese is the star,
for sure,
and it looks good.
It looks good.
Oh yeah, looks delicious.
Send us
I'd eat that.
Thank you.
Send us their recipe. A holiday cheese plate.
Who's it from? You didn't even say who it was from.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. This is from Darren.
Because he and I follow each other on Twitter. Darren.
Thank you, Darren. I'm sorry. Holiday cheese plate.
Okay.
I'm sorry. This looks like the inside of like not in a bad way, but this looks like your like the magazine that your mom used to have from like the Macy's holiday issue. Like there's something about this that just screams like,
or the holiday cookbooks, like the older
like
Betty Crocker holiday books.
It just feels like Christmas.
Like it's the red tablecloth and the kind of like haziness it's not perfect, but it's exactly what it should be. Like it screams like opulent 1970s. You've got that beef loin in the background, like all the beef loin on top of the parsley. Like this is 70s opulence, like at best.
Okay. Once again, the textures of the cheese would help break up the variety on the plate. Because when you just give me blocks, which they are like huge and they're there and there's multiple different ones, that's great. But then you give me so much of everything else, the cheese gets lost. So when it's broken up into a different texture of the cheese with the block, it gives my eyes more view of cheese. Where there's like, way more grape visually, nuts visually, but if there was just some type of variety of the textures, it would scream cheese.
Too many things that look alike. Like for me, like I have trypophobia, so I'm staring at all of the circles.
I think that I also think for me, I typically like firm cheeses to be cut, especially like this is definitely like Christmas family dinner, like with all your extended family, and you shouldn't like the brie, of course, should be whole, but I feel like the firm cheeses should be cut just for like a holiday.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, because
I agree.
How exactly do you dive into that big block of parm? Like, like you gotta stand there and everybody's cutting away, but having it prepped.
I agree.
But like I say, there's something about this picture that I really do like. It's just like I say, it's that just
It
like
does.
old school over the top.
American Kitchen book.
Yeah, like what you call the stock market wasn't crashing. We weren't in quarantine. Like life was good.
It reminds me of what's that movie, A Christmas Carol? That's kind of what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
Yeah. That meat in the back looks good.
Oh, that's what's going on with you. It's too much. It's too much little things. So
it's too many little things.
All right.
But it's great, Darren. I'm sorry that I was not able to look at it for more than 5 seconds at a time, but thank you.
Is that the last one?
It is.
That is it.
That is the last one.
Thank you guys so much for your interest.
Good job, everybody.
Thanks.
We cannot wait to see what this will evolve into, and we can't wait to announce our next ingredient and see just how creative you're going to be, especially in these times of need, because the outside is closed. This is all we have right now for entertainment with food, because we ain't going into no restaurant. But we
have Teddy Riley and Babyface tomorrow.
She's gonna be watching it. I'm gonna be back.
No, I'm not. I'm actually not, because
I need a T-Pain.
He was really wrong. He was really wrong for that. He was. Really
I need to watch it. I need this to happen so I can get more memes, because last night was epic.
Listen, I got the best meme. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, that's your Twitter profile.
I know.
No, it's with the hands.
Thanks, y'all.
Yes. What the?
Thank you, y'all.
With the one, you wait. I know it's.
Can y'all say goodbye to the people?
Thank you.
We did. Oh, bye.
Oh.
I know exactly which one y'all got.
No, it's her Twitter profile. It's Bria's Twitter. Yes.
You can.
Thing to me.
Man.
Okay, so for
Yeah.
That's a damn key. I know it's a damn key.
so for next week, what I would like to do, like for the next photo, but I think that we need to give people a longer time because it is very specific. I would like to do that coffee challenge thing.
The coffee.
What coffee challenge thing?
Oh,
The
the
Dalgona
whoever.
coffee challenge.
Okay. I've seen people do it. I don't really know what that is.
I did
though,
it
to be
today.
honest. What is Dalgona coffee?
I don't
For
know.
one. Okay,
You made
don't
it.
know. I don't know.
I think that I don't know. That's just kind of what I was thinking because like I think that one, if we're just looking at like as far as just like trying to get traffic and trying to get people to like if we I mean, while yes, as part of it we want to talk about people's photos, but as part of this also we would like to all grow our social media presence. Yes.
It's correct.
I think a fun thing we could do, because I saw people doing the Crush on You challenge on TikTok, like with makeup. I thought it'd be cool to do that with like plating,
Bria,
where people did okay. So but it's coffee, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is?
No,
Correct.
Okay.
and so like it's a whole like social media like kind of like the dance trend thing. But go say what you were gonna say. I'm sorry, let me cut you off.
Oh, I was just saying people are doing that Crush on You challenge on TikTok with like makeup, and like you guys have seen the video with like the monotone looks, you know. That would be cool for like plating, having plates that are all like one color. Or like mostly one color type thing, you know.
I don't think I've seen
Which
that.
challenge are we talking about? The one with where they take the brush like this and then they.
No.
Not
You
down.
guys seen the music video Crush on You by Lil Kim?
Yeah.
I haven't.
Where she's like doing like one color looks like red, like all red, all yellow, all
Oh,
blue.
the girl's like switching her hair and her makeup with the background lights.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I saw that.
But like that would be cool with plating, where you can kind of like do a play off that one week, and we did like
do like
one
mood color.
like a dish with one color.
That would be cool.
Now he got
And we don't necessarily have to pick a color. It can just be like it just has to be one color. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like blue, mostly blue, all red, whatever. That would be fun.
Well, yeah, because somebody started, one of the cooks or chefs on here started that as a trend too, of posting like all your brown pictures.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of like that.
Yeah. I didn't see that.
Obviously,
But
I don't think we should do that.
right.
No.
Yeah, I'm open to kind of anything. I mean, we can
for
like,
sure.
do we think we're going to, if we say like everything needs to be one color, or at least like I think we need to make sure that like it can be different hues. Like there are different hues of red, there are different hues of orange.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
And
yeah,
I think we're gonna get a lot of green.
Yeah.
We need greens, browns,
I think we'll
reds.
get a lot of green, a lot of brown, a lot of orange. Even maybe a lot of yellows. Actually, I mean, when you say all that, I mean, there'll probably be a large variety of colors.
There are, and then I feel like people can also just kind of like be creative with what they have. Like, oh, I got a bunch of stuff that's red. Like, see if I can make something with that. And people don't necessarily have to go buy anything necessarily, too. You know.
Yeah, and it's like, and it could be something so simple, like, and that's what, like, I mean, if we decide we would do that, like, whenever I were to it, it doesn't have to be something you cook. Like, it could be like there are new photographs, so, like, it could be something like as simple as like a white egg on a white marble like cutting board, but like if you frame it correctly with the right shadow, like it can be a very like elevated picture. Like just
right, exactly.
It doesn't always have to be this ornately fancy cooked thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is gonna be fun on Twitter.
Yeah, just an idea.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be a nice twist.
Yeah, I think we could. I mean, I think we could try that next week. I'm open to doing that next week. Okay. Yeah, I'm good with that. If y'all
Do
are
we
good,
have sandwiches on our list as a week?
what'd you say?
Do we have sandwiches on our list as a week option?
We don't.
Like that and salad, especially considering we're in spring going into summer. Having
Oh,
a
yeah.
salad week would be
I think I
nice,
had,
refreshing.
or I
Salad
think
would be good.
I had salad or didn't at one point. Who's logged in? Is it you right now?
You guys want to see the dog bed I got for my dog?
You said the bed?
Yeah, I bought a dog bed.
Oh, I saw it.
How did you see it?
You posted it on Twitter or Instagram.
The dog bed?
She post a bed.
You did post a dog bed.
Where?
I saw you post one talking about it's waiting for her.
Was that me?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm not
I
crazy.
don't think maybe I posted on Instagram and don't remember.
You may have posted on
Yep.
Instagram.
I did post it on
I was
Instagram.
about to say.
I'm like, this man in my house.
No, because here's what happens. Then if you didn't post it, then it's well, who was it that posted it? It did.
This is it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I've already started buying a bunch of stuff.
that's what we did with Coco. Coco has two
Should I take
beds
my
now.
group
So
off? We got a lot of those already, or should I leave it?
No, you should take that.
Yeah, we get them every week anyway.
Take what off?
Charcuterie.
Oh,
Or no.
I think having a whole challenge of them would be cool though. Maybe not just like soon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we put that at them some weeks out.
Yeah. But I think they're really cool. I would like to kind of start playing around with them. Kind of.
Right,
Yeah.
we're about to get cut off, so we'll talk to y'all later. I said the call.
Okay, bye.
Bye.